just finished eating dinner here at the summer house. It was well worth it considering that it was 100% organic. I'm gonna attempt to walk 3 hours from my hotel because that's where the summer house is. And my hotel is approximately 8.5 miles. It is about 8 o'clock at night, so I should get there about 11-ish, depending on where it takes me. I'm gonna at least attempt to walk at nighttime in the dark just to see exactly just how safe Singapore really is at night for one person to walk. And my guess, I'm sure I'm gonna run across some females that are by themselves. And again, I only say that because I want to make it neutral, so that way, whether you're a man or woman, you know that after I walk, you know that Singapore is a safe place to walk during the day or nighttime. Passing over a bridge, one of the large highways here. So far, since I've been walking from there, maybe quarter of a mile, so far they got sidewalks everywhere. Because where I just had dinner, it used to be an old Royal Air Force base. Here's another example where they have plenty of lighting. There's a dog right there in the distance. There, I don't know if you guys can see him. Looks like a friendly dog, but I can't tell if he's gonna try to follow me or not. But again, you've got plenty of lighting here. It looks like they definitely thought this through for any pedestrian that was gonna walk in the dark time. And there's the doggy again. I'm gonna show you something. So I'm still walking. I've probably done about 25 to 30 minutes so far. So you've got another stairs that you can climb that go all the way across to the other side. Right here, there's a bus station that's fully lit up. And so you've got a bunch of houses, apartments here. So far, again, I've been walking for about half an hour. It is still humid. It's probably mid to high 80s. But again, I've been walking for almost half an hour now, and I don't feel any danger. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not being naive. I am being smart. I'm looking around, but so far, everybody's kind of like minding their own business. And I just saw a rabbit or something just cross the little sidewalk. And I could hear, well, as I was talking to you guys, something in the woods. Along the route, there's a fence. Anywhere there's wilderness, you're gonna have a fence. This fence right here goes all the way down to the sidewalk over there. So you basically have separation between you and the wildlife. So you come in contact with wildlife, like I just did with the rodent. For the next couple of weeks, they got lanterns going all across different places in Singapore. Chinatown, when I was there a couple of days ago, if you haven't seen my video yet, definitely recommend watching it. It's got pink, red lanterns. Pretty cool with some pink rabbits. Guys, I see something really cool ahead. If you want to get to know me better, there's one thing I've always liked ever since I was a kid, growing up in a Russian orphanage, is Christmas lights or any kind of LED lights. So I see something green, and while we're getting there, just want to mention one thing. So my waiter tonight, as I got to know him better and he got to know me better, he did share with me that if you were to take a car or a bus ride across the entire country of Singapore, it would take you approximately about an hour. It's not a very big island by car. Check that out. That's a G-Wagon in Singapore. Sweet. As I'm continuing my walk, I came across this really cool miniature mall, and right across the street is where those green and orange lanterns. From this point where this miniature mall is that I came across, I still have about 2.5 hours worth of walking. I just thought of another helpful tourist tip for you if you're somebody like me that prefers walking everywhere. What you want to do is put a destination on the map, route it yourself, study it slightly a little bit. This road that I'm on right now is going to take me probably at least 2 miles. So I know I don't have to look at my phone. I can put it down, relax, just walk around, because if you act like you know where you're going, no one's going to bother you. Not that anybody's bothered me. Act like you belong. I just walked past 2 girls that were walking by themselves at it's about 9:30ish, and I just crossed them by that bus stop, and they were just walking, but they both looked like they were in karate, because one of them had a red belt, the other one had a black belt. You know, for girls, it's safe to say that it's safe to walk. Look at that. That's a girl running by herself in the dark. Trying to drive the point home just how safe it is here in Singapore, even in the middle of the night in the dark. If you're going to be walking, or if you're somebody who likes to stay in shape and exercise, no matter what outfits you're wearing, make sure it's athletic. I'm wearing Under Armour. For me personally, I'm not sponsoring them. They're not like promoting me, or I'm not promoting them. I've always believed in Under Armour ever since I first moved to America, at least about 20 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. Started wearing them and believing in them. I actually had a funny story. When I was in high school, one of my classmates, he used to wear nothing but Under Armour. Socks, pants, shorts, t-shirt. Years later, now I understand why. Because one, Under Armour, hats off to them. They really make durable clothes. There's not a lot of stuff nowadays that companies make that is long lasting, because like I'm wearing Under Armour right now, and it's wicks away the sweat, and it's a heat gear is what I'm wearing. If it's heat gear, it cools you off because the sweat wicks into the clothes, but then with the wind, it airs it out. Just make sure whatever you're wearing, if you're gonna be walking or jogging or running or biking in another country, do yourself a favor, wear something athletic, because you're only helping yourself. Because like I knew Singapore when I was coming here, I knew that it was gonna be humid and hot. Typically, Singapore, this is like their monsoon / rainy season. I've only been under the rain one time a couple of days ago, and it does rain pretty severely, and the thunderstorms and lightning, they are pretty severe here as well. Just be cautious of that. But typically in October, the rainy season is about 20 days out of the entire month. Change the subject real quick. That's pretty cool. That's a Shell gas station right there. In most European and Asian countries, they do this. They actually have where you could do either at a gas station self-serve, or you could have somebody pump the gas for you. Let's talk about real quick traffic lights. It's about to change. You're gonna hear a sound coming first. As it blinks, it's gonna keep us, the sound is gonna increase and increase. As I'm continuing my walk, there's another gas station, Mobile. Cheers is a local grocery store that is really not like what you might be used to in the United States. It's more of a smaller setting. I know they have 7-Elevens here. I've been to it, and 7-Elevens are much, much, much smaller here. Cheers is more of like a convenience store, very small. Basically, you go in there, get what you need, and get out. It's designed to be pretty efficient. As I'm still continuing my walk, you're gonna have a lot of signs like this that says dismount and walk. It is for the safety of both the cyclists and pedestrians. If you're looking to ride a bike here, you can do two things. So right now I'm by another bus stop, and there's a ton of bus stops here. So infrastructure is better set up, like right there. See that? That's a double-decker bus. So you've got enough infrastructure for buses to ride. But let's say you want to ride a bike. Almost every bus station I've been at now so far, they all have bikes that you could just rent straight from the bus stop. Behind me, there's some guys and gals playing nightly basketball. I'd say, they are in their neighborhood where there's apartments. So again, I would say it's a pretty safe country to be in. Hey, Mr. Brad Pitt, fancy meeting you here. So it's 10 o'clock. I've been walking for a little bit over an hour and a half. Check that out. That's a brand new Porsche. Look at that. Right behind me, that's a car wash. It's my first one I've seen here in Singapore. I'm still about an hour and 15 minutes away from my hotel. But look what I found. 5 Guys along the way on my walk. That's another miniature mall, which if you haven't heard me say this, I know I posted this on one of my videos, but Singapore's got a ton of malls. Like this one's called Next Mall. It looks like it's more of a miniature mall, not some of the big ones that I've been to before. I'm about an hour away from my hotel, which is about 3 more miles to go. Basically, I did 2 hours of walking. Actually, I would say 2.5 hours, because I did gain some time due to the traffic lights, because they do take about a minute to change on average. You know, Singapore, really impressive country in terms of how clean they are. Just behind me, behind that building over there of this apartment complex, I saw somebody, keep in mind it's like 10:30 at night already. Someone that was sweeping the neighborhood. So it's impressive. Two things: either they have a night staff here in this country that sweeps the neighborhoods, which kind of would make sense. Again, I'm not gonna presume that I know. Or second thought I have is it's a really devoted Singaporean that loves his country and wants to keep it clean, which that could be the case too, because I have met a lot of Singaporeans that from different backgrounds, Indian, Malayan, or Singaporean, or even Chinese, and they absolutely love living in this country because it's an inclusive country. People leave you alone. Again, I'm a prime example. I've been walking for about 2.5 hours now. Just to give you an example, there's the type of sidewalks to expect. I mean, that's the stairs going up, but you've got, if it rains, you've got coverings all around. Here, when it comes to inclusivity, people leave you alone. I mean, I've met some very fascinating people here, and nobody judged me because I'm probably the most standout kind of person here compared to everybody else. And yet nobody looked at me weird. Nobody was like pointing fingers. Everybody treats each other equally. Behind me is a bus stop. I'm probably about 55 minutes away. And lo and behold, I gotta show you this. This is probably my number 7th or 8th. Look what I found. Starbucks. Almost there. Got about 1.5 miles left to go. So far, I've done more than half now of the walk. Seen some interesting things, seen some interesting people. Got a better understanding of how the locals live here. All right, guys, it is 5 minutes till midnight here. I finally got to my hotel, V Hotel. Here's a little recap. So 3.5 hours and 9 miles later, I'm here. One thing I don't recommend, flip-flops. Don't wear flip-flops. I did not really think this through very well. I mean, my feet aren't really hurting, but still, would have been nice if I actually had regular tennis shoes on. I did not stop to get a drink anywhere, mainly because I've learned when I set a goal, I try not to deviate from it, and water would be a distraction for me. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking I'm gonna get water when I get to the end of my destination, wherever it is. So since I'm at my hotel, I know I put some couple of bottled waters in the fridge, so they should be pretty cold when I get to my hotel room. When I used to run cross country, I used to do the same thing where if I knew I had to do a 5K run, I would not get water, even though my coach, Coach Hill, who I believe was one of the greatest coaches that I could have. Between him and his son, Joseph Hill, they were definitely pretty good mentors of mine. And even though they told me I need to get water to drink, I was stubborn because I had a certain mindset. If I set a far enough goal that's unrealistic, that it will push me far. Same thing with this. You know, I've never had to walk 9 miles in 3.5 hours, but I figured, you know what? It's an unattainable goal. Might as well try it. I've actually accomplished it, so I could say I've walked a little bit quarter to halfway through the country of Singapore now. All right, guys, on to my 7th day walking.